In this video, I'm going to show you guys how you can sell puts and calls on Sofi, running the wheel strategy the proper way to generate up to $10,000 a month passive income on Sofi. Sofi is a great stock. One of the great things about this stock is it's a growth stock, meaning it is going to be growing over the next few years, making it easier to sell puts and calls, get in and get out, and make lots of juicy premium and profits. But not only that, when you understand the fundamentals and technicals and the charting of a specific stock and you familiarize yourself with that stock, it makes it easier to know when to get in and when to get out. This is critical for running the wheel strategy. I'm going to show you guys in depth on the chart how to pick your strike price, your entry and your exit, and how to consistently print juicy premiums on Sofi. If you guys are having trouble in the market, I have a very big announcement before we continue in this video. I am running a free webinar this Friday, August 16th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific. If you are interested in joining my free webinar to learn how to sell puts, covered calls, the wheel strategy, in-depth analysis, technical fundamentals, financials, I'll be diving in a 1-hour free coaching webinar for you guys. Limited spots are available. I have a huge announcement that I will be making on this webinar, and there'll be some questions, and there'll also be a Q&A. I will also be answering any of your questions that you may have, so there's going to be a time dedicated to that as well. So I hope to see you guys this Friday, August 16th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific. I hope you guys are ready to learn because I'll be ready to teach. I'll see you guys there. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the chart on Sofi. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I pick my strike prices and how I get a feel for the chart and the stock, knowing where it's likely to go based on its prior history. I understand the stock. So I have a set of rules. When you're running the wheel strategy, you have to pick a price that you're willing to get into the stock and a price that you're expecting to get out of the stock. Once you've picked these two price targets, you try to sell puts to get into the stock. And then after you've done that, you go ahead and turn around and sell covered calls to get out of the stock. So let's go ahead and take a look at the chart so I can show you guys how I picked my entry and my exit. So here we are looking at Sofi. The two big things to understand about a chart is understanding the exponential moving average or the simple moving average and RSI, candlestick patterns, and seeing where the stock is likely to go. What is the range of the stock? Well, on Sofi, I have already done this for you, and the range for Sofi is between $6 and $10. But realistically, on the daily to weekly, the range is really anywhere from $5.90 to $6 up to about $8. But it really consolidates heavy between $6.20 and $7.97. So I would like to get in at $6.50 and get out at $7 or $7.50, because we know that Sofi very rarely is below $6.50. It is a little bit, but $6.35 to $6.50 is where the stock sits. But you don't have to sell $6 puts. You can sell $6.50 puts because you're going to collect a premium, meaning that even if you get assigned at $6.50, your average cost will be lower than $6.50. Let me show you. If we were to sell a $6.50 put, we're going to click on sell, click on put. We're going to go out 1 month. You can do this weekly as well, but monthly is a little bit easier. But if we were to go out 1 month, we can see the $6.50 put is worth $29. If we were to get assigned, which is what we're hoping, because it's highly unlikely Sofi will go below $6, or even if it stays at $6.30 or $6.40, we're collecting $30. So our break-even price is $6.20. So as long as the stock stays at $6.20 or above, that is how we enter. And then we start selling $7 calls. So if the stock price stays roughly where it is right now when we get assigned, then we're going to turn around and go a month out on covered calls, sell a $7 covered call for $20. And we're going to do this on all of the shares that we buy. Then we're just going to go ahead and sell covered calls at $7 a month out, collecting $20 juicy premium. So going back to the put, let me show you how this works. We're going to click on $6.50 put. We could get filled at probably 33, to be honest, or actually 34. And then we will sell 100 contracts of this. This is $60,000. So you need a little bit of a decent size account to make 5 to 10K per month. But $60,000 is a decent amount of money. But if you have 100,000 or 150,000 $250,000 portfolio, like I've been saying, 100K or 200K, you could fully retire and generate lots of passive income. So with 100 contracts at 34, we'd make $3,400 in 1 month. And then we would go ahead and we would get assigned, hopefully, on the shares, which would be 10,000 shares. We would then go ahead and we would sell $7 covered calls. Now, as long as the stock stays below 650, we get assigned. That's a good thing. Even if the stock drops to $6.20 or $6.30, it's not really a huge deal because we're going to go ahead and sell covered calls. And if the price drops to say 620 or 630, then this premium might change $3 or $4. But generally speaking, about $20 is roughly what we'll get. And even if we sell at 650, there's still a profit to be made, because if we sell puts at 650 and make $3,000, then sell calls at 650 and make $1,500 to $2,000, we still made $5,000, which is a 5% per month return, 10% total over 2 months. So we'll sell these and collect another $2,000. So let's say we sell the puts, $6.50 strike, sell 100 of these, we collect $3,400. And then we go ahead and we sell covered calls going a month out for $7. And there's 100 of those. That is $2,000. Plus we get assigned on the calls after a month, which is month number 2. And we're going to make $50. So we're going to times 50 times 100 contracts, which puts us at 10,400. So in 2 months, we make 10,400. We divide that by 2. That's $5,200 a month on $60,000. So 60,000, 5,200, that is pretty good. That is 8% per month. And if you times that by 12, 8% per month is 96% per year. So if you have a $60,000 portfolio or $100,000 portfolio, you now have $120,000 or $160,000 portfolio. 96% return. Now, if we were to do the same thing, $3,400 on the puts, the stock was to fall, let's say, to $6.10. So we would go ahead and sell $6.50 calls, which should be worth about the same as the $7 calls are right now. So again, we would make $2,000. And our premiums would be $5,400, and our strike prices would cancel each other out. We get out at $650, but all the premium is ours in between. So even in a neutral strategy, we make $5,400, which is about 10% in 2 months, 5% per month. If we times this by 12 months, we're still making 60% per year. So 60 to 100% per year, when the S&P only returns 8 to 12% per year. In some years, it's more like 14 to 16%. But we're talking 60% to 96%, almost 100. So you're almost doubling your money. But on the safe side of things, you're making 60% per year. This is so exciting because this is the best way to make passive income. Let's say you stay in longer. Let's say you don't get assigned. Let's say that you sell puts for a month and you don't get assigned, and the price goes up or down, doesn't matter. Then you sell another set of puts for another month, then you get assigned. Now you sell calls for, say, a month at the same strike price. Let's say you sold puts for $650 for 2 straight months, then you get assigned, price drops to $610, you're at $6,800. Now you collect another $2,100 for $650 calls, then you get assigned. Again, in this neutral situation, we made about $9,000 in 3 months. We divide this by 3. Again, $3,000 a month, which is really good. This is about 3.5% to 4% per month. 4 times 12, that's a 48 to 50% per year, when the normal S&P 500 returns are around 8 to 12%, sometimes 16. We're still at 48. So this is 4 times the return of the market. The wheel strategy is powerful. If you're asking me, Corey, can I run this strategy if I don't have $60,000? Of course. You can run this strategy with as little as $700, because that's how much the shares are going to cost. Actually, $650 if you're selling a $6.50 put. Even on a smaller account, let's say you have a $20,000 account, and we're going to get 34 for these puts. 12,000. This is a $20,000 account. You can make $1,020 your first month. Then you can make another pretty close to $1,000 selling covered calls. But let's take a look. It'll be a little bit less, but depending on the volatility, it could change though. You'll sell $7 calls, and we'll do this by 30, and we'll just say you get 21. So 630. So you would get 1,020 plus 630, plus you would get 3,000 shares times the 50-cent gain. So in 2 months, you can make $3,150 on 20K. So if you have a $20,000 portfolio, so this is a 19% return in 2 months, 9% per month. Again, 9 times 12, giving you 108% per year. So on an $18,000 or $19,000 portfolio, less than $20,000, you can generate consistent passive income on Sofi. So if you have a $20,000 account, you can generate close to $2,000 a month. If you have a $50,000 or $60,000 portfolio, or even a $100,000 portfolio, you can generate $5,000 to $7,000 a month running the wheel strategy on Sofi. Another great thing about the wheel strategy is you could sell $6.50 puts, make the $3,400 on those 100 contracts. But if the stock price was to go up right after you got assigned and you were watching it go up, you could wait for the stock to go to $7 or $7.25. Then you could sell $8 calls or even $7.50 calls, collecting the same juicy premium of $1,000 to $1,500, but you would make extra money on the stock. So from the original example, 100 contracts, 10,000 shares, we would then sell the calls. You'd get about the same money as the $7 call, but you'd get it for the $7.50 call because we're waiting for the price on the stock to go up after getting assigned on the puts. So we would check this out. We would make 2,100 plus 2,100 in the second month, but then we would have 10,000 shares times a $1 move because we're now going to sell $7.50 calls. So then we would times that by $1. We would make $15,500 on 60,000. This is a 20 to 22% return in 2 months, 10% per month, maybe 11. This is like 130% per year. Divide this by 2. 60K could bring you between $5,000 and $8,000 a month on Sofi. And we do this because we sell the puts at $6.50. We get assigned, then we wait for the stock to run up to $6.50, $6.75, maybe a little higher. It might take a week or two, maybe 3 weeks. Then we start selling $7.50 calls 3 weeks out. If we get assigned on those, we now make $1 on every share times 10,000 shares, plus all the premium we collected. The wheel strategy is very powerful, and you can utilize it on any of your favorite stocks as long as they're good stocks, just like Sofi. You can see how Sofi could generate such an enormous amount of passive income. You're selling these puts a month out, so you don't even have to watch them. If the stock price goes above $6.50, the juicy premium is yours. If the stock price goes below $6.50, then you collect the juicy premium and get the shares at a discount. So every month, you are collecting passive income without having to stress, without having to worry or day trade or any of that nonsense. You can just relax and grow your wealth. So big news this weekend. If you guys are having trouble understanding some of the strategies I've been discussing in these videos, I have some huge news. I am hosting a free webinar this Friday, August 16th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific. Absolutely free. Limited spots remain for this webinar. There'll be a Q&A. You guys will be able to ask me any questions, but you're going to learn so much in this webinar: how to sell puts, in-depth analysis, financials, technicals, fundamentals, how to graph on charts, how to enter, how to exit, all the advanced strategies. And I am going to be making a huge announcement, so you guys do not want to miss this webinar. Friday, August 16th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific. Limited spots remain. Once it's full, it's gone. You won't be able to get in. So register with the link below in the information box, and I look forward to seeing you there. This video's over, guys, but don't worry. I picked out another video just for you, and that video is right here. Click that video. I'll see you guys over there. And remember, until the next video, let's grow our wealth together. Take care, fam.